What's up YouTube? Dougie Chong here. Welcome to today's episode where I'll be giving you 3 great tips on how to save enough money to start investing. Before I start the video, I just want to give a big thank you to all my viewers out there. I'm just starting this YouTube channel and it really helps that you're watching. If you could please hit that red subscribe button, it would really help my channel even more. I also want to mention that saving is a very interesting topic because there's no right way or wrong way to save money. You can save $5, $10, it's really up to you. In the same way that there's no right or wrong way to live your life, there's no right or wrong amount of money to save. Some people will say you have to save about 20 or 30% of your income, but as long as you are making ends meet, you are enjoying your life, there's no right or wrong amount. You should also not compare how much you are saving compared to your peers. There will always be someone that saves more than you and someone that saves less than you. This is exactly like how there will always be someone that makes more money than you, as well as someone that makes less than you. On that note, the amount of money you can save is also dependent on your obligations. Someone that has to care and provide for their family will be able to save a lot less than someone with no obligations. With that in mind, let's get into the first and probably most important tip, because I know not all of you watched my videos to the end: goal setting. Now this topic could be a whole video in itself. Leave it in the comments below if you want to hear more about how to set smart, realistic goals. But I believe that having a goal is paramount to saving money, because if you do not have a goal, you have nothing to build towards and you will just end up spending your money with no goal. I have seen one instance when someone was able to save a lot of money without having a goal, but that is usually pretty rare. It's better to have something more concrete than just saving for the sake of saving. For me personally, one of my main motivators and goals was to save enough money to afford a real estate property in Toronto. Toronto has a notoriously hot real estate market, so this was a very good goal to set to save more money. But the goal ultimately depends on the person. It can be something like buying a new car, buying a new phone, or even buying a new camera. It really depends on you. But the important thing with this tip is that you have to either write it down or tell someone your goal, and then you will be much more likely to achieve it. This is because it holds you accountable, and this other person or the note that you wrote will be a reminder that you either achieved or did not achieve your goal. A lot of people will tell you should only set SMART goals. This stands for, I think, like smart, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So maybe small, short-term horizon goals. But I think you should also set those really outlandish goals. Even if you have like $1,000 in your bank account and you want to own a home, just set that big, outrageous goal. It'll make you hungry, make you work harder, and you'll be able to achieve your goals. Another goal to have is something called the FIRE movement. If you've never heard of this, it stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. I'll leave a link in the description below, but this is a whole topic in and of itself. The entire premise of FIRE is to invest in stocks, and then you'll make enough in dividends and capital gains to not have to work, and that essentially makes you retired. Alright, so now that we have our goals set, we're ready to start saving money, we have that long-term or maybe a few short-term goals. How do we actually start saving this money? This leads me into the second tip of embracing a more minimalistic lifestyle. Again, going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, saving is all up to the individual. You can either want to save a lot, embrace a minimal lifestyle, or you can continue to spend. It really depends on the individual. For this example, I will take either a bubble tea or a coffee, something small, maybe $5 or $6 a day that you spend for instant gratification. This may seem like a small, inconsequential item when it comes to saving money, but I will show you a visual that goes on in my head whenever buying bubble tea. This chart shows how much money you could have saved if you bought a bubble tea every day and invested it at a compound interest rate of 7%. I was gonna use an average cost of $5 for a bubble tea, but let's be real, in Toronto, an average large bubble tea is at least $6 now. So now, looking at that graph, you can see that the cost of one bubble tea a day would add up to almost $70,000 over 50 years. So the next time you go for your daily bubble tea, think, is that bubble tea really worth an expensive car? This doesn't mean that I never drink bubble tea. I will have it from time to time, but this is what goes on in my head whenever I buy one. I also think that this makes me enjoy it more because it's more of a treat. It's not something I have every day, but again, that's up to your personal preference. So that was just an example of a food item you can cut out, but minimalism really spans out to anything that is kind of extra, that's more of a luxury item that you don't really need. Some people take minimalism way too far and don't even buy a bed or something, but it's really up to the individual. Thinking about what you truly require will allow you to save a lot more money. If you never think about living a minimalistic lifestyle, you will fall into something that's called income creep. This is when you advance your income from your job, maybe 100 to 150, 200k, and then you'll think you'll be able to save more money because you make a lot more money, but you end up just buying more stuff. You end up living in a nicer place, buying a more expensive car, and you don't actually end up with more money saved at the end of the day. Some people actually end up with less money saved because they're just struggling to keep up with the lifestyle of their peers. Alright, so now that you've set some goals, you're motivated to save some money, and you've embraced a minimalistic lifestyle, you know what you need to live the life that you want. These were two very broad tips that I gave, but I'm going to leave you with a third tip that is very actionable and very concrete. This tip is to minimize your monthly or even yearly reoccurring payments. Companies love to sign you up to reoccurring payments such as gyms or Netflix or really anything because it just charges your card and you kind of forget about it. So I want you right now to look at all your reoccurring payments and think really hard if you need or even use some of the items you are subscribed for. One of the things that I cut from my life was a monthly rock climbing membership. This wasn't that much, but after I got a full-time job, I had to be honest with myself and know that I was not maximizing the monthly membership. One of the things you think is that if you have a monthly membership, maybe you are more inclined to go, but this rarely happens, and if you are not making the most of your monthly membership, it's often better to just cancel it and pay for the 1 or 2 times you do go. The final thing that I was able to greatly reduce was my phone bill. If you live here in Canada, you know they are notorious for extremely high cell phone bills. I think the government is actually trying to pass a few bills that will mandate Rogers and the other big telecoms to lower their fees by at least, I think, 25%. So what I do is buy a fido 4GB tablet plan. The SIM card actually works inside of your phone. And then I just use a phone app called Text Now to make calls and to send text messages. I'll leave a caveat that the text app is not as reliable as a native phone, so if you need absolutely 100% of your calls answered and not dropped, maybe this solution is not for you. But I seldomly make phone calls, and for the price of $15 a month, it was pretty unbeatable. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let me know in the comments, what phone plans do you guys have? That's it for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you learned a lot about how to save some money to invest. Remember to set some goals, embrace a minimalistic lifestyle, and cut recurring costs. Please remember to leave a like if this video helped you at all, and hit that red subscribe button. It really helps my channel. Also comment if you have any other savings tips. Catch you in the next video. Also, please check out some of the videos shown here. Maybe they'll interest you.